What are you watching?
What are you watching? Elodie, le film!
The Only You Hotel Atocha, Madrid. A place where dreams go to die. As I sit here, typing away on my laptop, I'm reminded of the countless times I've been disappointed by this so-called hotel. It's a travesty, a mockery of the very concept of hospitality. I still recall the first time I walked into their lobby. The first thing I noticed was the sheer chaos. Employees milling about, seemingly doing nothing, while I stood there, waiting to be acknowledged. It was as if they were waiting for me to beg for their attention. And when I finally did get assistance, it was from a receptionist named Borja. Oh, Borja. Where do I even begin? He barked the price of the room at me like I was some kind of animal, as if he'd already decided I couldn't afford it. The way he spoke, it was like I was an inconvenience, a waste of his precious time. And when I politely asked about the price, he told me I must have misheard, that the price was actually double what the nice lady had quoted me earlier. I felt like I was trapped in some kind of bad dream. But, of course, that was just the beginning. The room itself was a tiny, cramped space with dust coating every surface. It was like they'd forgotten to clean it in weeks. And don't even get me started on the construction site right outside my window. The noise, the dirt, the constant disruption, it was like I was living on a construction site. I couldn't even get a good night's sleep without being jolted awake by the sound of drills and jackhammers. And then, there was the TV. Oh, the TV issue. You'd think it was a simple thing, a luxury most hotels take for granted. But no, not at the Only You Hotel Atocha, Madrid. The volume was capped at 18 out of 100, making it impossible for my husband, who's hard of hearing, to enjoy a simple movie. It was like they didn't care about accommodating people with disabilities. And when I asked the lobby staff for assistance, they just shrugged it off, telling me it was a hotel policy. A policy, I might add, that's designed to discriminate against people like my husband. But what really takes the cake is the food. Oh, the food. It's like they took every terrible, processed ingredient and mashed them all together into a culinary abomination. The breakfast buffet was a nightmare: cold, congealed eggs, stale pastries, and some sort of mysterious, gelatinous substance that I can only assume was meant to be yogurt. It was like they were trying to torture my taste buds. And don't even get me started on the rooftop restaurant. The cheesecake they served was an insult to the very concept of dessert. It was like they'd taken a handful of sand, mixed it with some sort of artificial cheese substitute, and then served it up with a straight face. I mean, who does that? Who serves sand as dessert? It's like they had no concept of basic human decency. But what really hurts, what really gets me, is the way they treated me. Like I was some kind of inconvenience, a bother they couldn't be rid of fast enough. The way they ignored me, dismissed me, and generally made me feel like I was nothing more than a nuisance. It's like they forgot that I'm a human being, with feelings and emotions and expectations. I mean, can you imagine if you were locked out of your own room on New Year's Eve? That's what happened to poor Veronica X. She was forced to wait in the lobby, in her pajamas, while the staff dawdled and delayed, pretending they didn't understand her problem. It's like they enjoyed watching her suffer. And don't even get me started on the so-called customer service. It's like they had no concept of what that even means. When I tried to contact them about a no-show fee they'd charged me, they just ignored me. No response, no apology, no explanation. It was like I was invisible. So, dear friends, dear readers, let this be a warning to you. Avoid the Only You Hotel Atocha, Madrid like the plague. It's a black hole of disappointment, a vortex of despair. Well, you get the idea. Trust me, you don't want to end up like me, stuck in this never-ending cycle of disappointment and frustration. What do you think, dear readers? Have you had a similar experience with this hotel? Share your stories in the comments below. Let's expose these scammers for what they are. A traveler's advisory, the businesses surrounding Only You Hotel Atocha, Madrid. Let's be frank. Examining the commercial landscape surrounding the Only You Hotel Atocha in Madrid. It's disheartening. It's as if a layer of disappointment clings to the storefronts, a sort of muted sigh emanating from each establishment. The businesses here, generally speaking, feel compromised. Like they've lost a little piece of themselves, a spark of genuine hospitality or quality, replaced with a weary cynicism. It's not a vibrant hub of local charm, but rather a collection of places that seem to operate on a principle of minimizing effort and maximizing profit, often at the expense of the visitor's experience. It feels as though stepping outside the hotel is like stepping into a slightly faded photograph, a memory of what a welcoming city experience should be. Now, I realize this sounds harsh. Perhaps overly so. But my task isn't to offer pleasantries, but to offer clarity, based on what people have actually experienced. Let's delve into the specifics. It's a peculiar pattern. Markets in this area tend to be described not as thriving centers of local trade, but as hollow shells. The very essence of a market, authenticity, a sense of discovery, seems to have evaporated. Take, for instance, Rastro Madrid. The reports paint a bleak picture. It's not a charming flea market, overflowing with hidden treasures. No. It's described as a tourist trap, a place where the genuine article is replaced with imitations, where the vendors themselves feel unsettling. One person described a stall selling World War II German memorabilia, which, frankly, is deeply troubling. It's as if the market's soul has been replaced with a hollow, profit-driven imitation. I've read accounts of feeling unsafe, of overly aggressive vendors, of a general sense of unease. People speak of inflated crowds, a lack of security, and a pervasive feeling that they're being targeted. There's a sense, and it chills me to read it, that the market feels like a place where vulnerability is exploited, where the enthusiasm of a visitor is seen as an invitation. Some reviews detail the market simply being empty, a deceptive promise of bustling activity failing to materialize. Others find only trash and junk being sold. It's an accumulation of these small disappointments that leaves a lingering impression of a space that prioritizes taking from tourists, rather than offering them something worthwhile. It's a place where you're more likely to leave feeling violated than delighted. Moving on, the restaurants. They're a particular source of concern. The pervasive feeling, and it's a strong one, is that these establishments are utterly indifferent to providing a good dining experience. Only YOU Atocha, for example, appears to be a masterclass in how not to run a restaurant. The complaints are consistent. There's a recurring theme of staff who are not just unhelpful, but actively rude. Stories of being denied larger tables despite ample space, even when it's clear a party requires one, are common. It's a baffling level of inflexibility, seemingly driven by a perverse desire to inconvenience customers. The food itself is consistently described as dreadful. Tasteless risotto, shrimp pasta that smells offensive. One person essentially paid €90 for a basket of bread. It's a culinary wasteland, and it leaves me with a profound sense of sadness. It's the feeling of a promise broken, of a potential experience squandered. It seems they don't care about the food or their customers, they've lost touch with what the industry is about. Beyond the terrible quality and rude staff, there's a startling lack of accountability, a casual dismissal of customer complaints. It's not just bad food, it's a complete lack of respect for the people who are paying for it. The cafes are no better. Toma Cafe 1 appears to be plagued by a similar apathy. The coffee, apparently, is subpar, way too roasted according to one review, essentially undrinkable for any serious coffee enthusiast. But the more significant issue seems to be the staff. They're described as sad, exuding bad energy, disengaged and disrespectful. There are reports of staff ignoring customers for extended periods, of enforcing arbitrary rules, and of an overall atmosphere of unwelcoming hostility. I find myself, as someone who values human connection and kindness, deeply disturbed by these reports. A cafe should be a haven, a place of warmth and conversation. Toma Cafe 1 appears to be the antithesis of that. Then there are establishments like Kapital. This nightclub. Oh, you know, I was just looking around Only YOU Hotel Atocha, Madrid, and wow, the scams here, they are something else. Like, you think you're safe because it's a nice area, but no. Let me tell you what happens here. First, the beggars near Atocha station, oh my god. Some of them? Totally fake. Like, there was this one guy, he said he used to stay at the Ritz Hotel, and now he's begging? And people gave him €50 at a time. Can you believe that? But guess what? He was just acting. Probably made €300 a day, just pretending. And the worst part? Real people who need help get ignored because of these liars. What happened next? Probably some tourist felt bad, gave him money, and then later realized they got tricked. And the scammer? Probably just moved to another spot, laughing. Then, the shops. Oh, the shops. Some of them are like ghosts. You walk in, they say, oh, big sale. Everything must go. And you buy, like, fancy shoes or something, thinking it's a steal. But then, either you get some cheap junk from China in the mail, or nothing at all. And the shop? Poof. Gone the next day. Like magic, but evil magic. What happened to the tourists who fell for it? Probably cried a little, tried to complain, but where's the shop? Where's the owner? Gone. And the scammers? Probably just opened another fake store somewhere else. And then, okay, this one's wild. Some businesses here, they make fake invoices, fake companies, just to steal money. Like, one construction company did this whole thing where they pretended to buy materials from other fake companies they owned. And they stole so much money. Like, millions. And the people who trusted them? Probably lost everything. What happened next? The scammers maybe got caught. Or maybe they're still out there, doing it again. It's just sad, you know? You come to Only You Hotel Atocha, Madrid, thinking it's all nice, but then scams everywhere. And the worst part? The real victims are the ones who believed them. Like, how could anyone do this? It's just wrong.